Afternoon hangout. It's lunchtime in the UK, and so we do this as a way to wrap up our week. I don't know where you're at or what you've been doing, but it's Friday, still on a bit of lockdown, The kids are still off school, so we've got to do the homework as well as do the work. I'm just clicking away frantically to share this to the Team Superdad group. Let's make that happen. Watch in a group. And Team Superdad Friday catch up. Oops. From lockdown to meltdown. So if you're seeing this, it's a crazy time, huh? As well, you know, because I tell you quite often, I don't really watch the news that much. Not because I don't care, but I don't watch the news too much because it just drives me mad. It's too miserable. It's too full on. It's too, I don't know. I don't even know that it's true. It's too true, too false. Not even saying false news. It's just what the media want us to see, right? So, and then in the context of our lives, that becomes it hangs heavy. It's quite oppressive. I don't really see what value it adds, to be honest. Does that mean I can engage in a good conversation? Yeah, it does. Does that mean I can have a conscience and I can talk sensibly to my kids about what's going on in the world? Definitely. But what else does it do? Can I get irate? Can I don't know. I vote consciously. You know, when it comes to election time, I definitely vote. I share my opinions. I encourage other people to go out and vote. I think that's important. And when there's outrage, I'd like to think that I've got enough about me to go and do something. So the podcast is back. Team Superdad podcast is back. Oh, if you're watching this, please let me know where you're at. I've got the chat going on Restream. So with any luck, I should see exactly who is watching and where. If you type a message, I should get it, right? So there's different technology you're always trying. And I'd love to know where you're at, what's going on. Tell me where in the world you are and how you're feeling. You know, I just got off a Zoom call with my mastermind group, and Ola is feeling the weight. She works in corporate. She's basically works around transformation, but is a lot about inclusion and, you know, both from a women's point of view and a race point of view. And so she was feeling the weight of it. And in the podcast, I work ranging for Monday night's expert hangout, and I've got Tony Ashley coming on. Tony was a coach on a landmark course I did. Hey, Renee, good to see you, Renee. Renee's one of my oldest friends over in the States. Her family is Native American in origin, and only like not far back, like her dad and her granddad, mum, and, you know, basically properly American Indian. So let's not forget and I don't for a minute pretend to know a great deal about that history, but let's not pretend when we're talking about race that there are other indigenous races that have been pushed aside. So it's, you know, it is a black thing. It is a Palestinian thing. It is a Native American thing. It's everything, a Pakistani thing, an Indian thing. So sitting here as a white person, it's a bit awkward at times. I think it's fair to say. Seeing the All Lives Matter thing go around. I mean, all lives do matter, and you can talk about that from a perspective of male suicide, of domestic violence to women, of paedophile child abuse, of course all lives matter. But what we're talking about right now is what's going on, this thing. Okay, so if black people are feeling oppressed and are having the life sucked out of them because someone's kneeling on their neck, and that's not the first time by a long shot, then what we're talking about is Black Lives Matter. And I think the more that everyone can stand shoulder to shoulder and say, yeah, your life matters, so we're talking about your life right now, and the more we can understand those people, the more we can understand the perspective of it and realize that this isn't a today thing or a yesterday thing. This is a generational thing. We're human beings. Blimey, give us corona and we'll all die just the same, pretty much, you know. So you'd think that would help us realize that we're all pretty similar under the skin, but perhaps not. So on the Monday night Hangout, I've invited on Tony Ashley. Tony is a black guy from East London. He was a coach on the Introduction Leader program that I was on. He's a pastor at a Baptist church in just outside around Ilford in East London. Good top bloke, massive, literally ginormous, right? As well as being big in his community for a variety of reasons. Awesome wife, Marsha. And so he's going to be on. And then my dear friend Errol Lawson from Birmingham Way, that's Birmingham, UK. He's also a pastor, right? He's planted a church up in Birmingham. Amazing bloke, does fabulous work coaching young people and doing community work and going around lots of schools. So, you know, they're peers of mine. They're, you know, that when I was on this Zoom call on this Tuesday, we were talking to people were sharing and some experiences of Pakistani people and Iranian people. And I was the only white guy on the call. There was only 2 guys on the call. So it was a lot of different cultures and races. And I was the odd one out, you know? And so it just occurred to me that what the hell do we know to try and relate to this subject like we know? I've been trying to tell my kids. I just said, I'm putting the news on, we're going to watch it. And, you know, we get a certain flavor over here in the UK, but we've been putting CNN on and just trying to get an idea of what's going on for our friends, family in America. Oh, this feels a bit heavy. It's not supposed to be heavy. It's been a good week. I've been busy. The podcast, as I said, is back. I've interviewed George McGarren, and that is going to publish tomorrow. That's the 6th of August. That comes out. It's going to publish at 7:00 in the morning in the UK time. So everyone's going to wake up to it wherever you are. Well, not wherever you are in the world. If you're an Aussie, it's going to be, you get the idea, right? And so there's a season 2 starter, which has published. And that really explains how Team Superdad has evolved and how it is very much now about all dads. It's about dads who want to supercharge their life. It's about dads who want more, who want to play more, make more, be more. And there couldn't be a better time to realize that we can all stand up and say, we're going to be more in the world. We're going to, who are we all? Who are we for everyone? You know, this conversation I just had with Ola, it just occurred to me, like, well, imagine a bus driver. You know, when I pay someone some money, I always like to say hello to them, or the receptionists at our swimming bars. We know all their names. We say hello to them when we go in there and talk to them. And it's only when you start doing that you notice how many other people ignore them, or even how many people give them shit. Like, what is it like to be serving people and be given crap for it? And I don't even think that's a race thing or a gender thing. That's just people being ignorant. And we all need to step up, wake up. And perhaps, you know, if the media could focus less of the attention on the few that are smashing and nicking stuff at night and more on the thousands of people who are marching and having a voice during the day, then maybe there'll be a chance to make a difference here. And that's what it's all about. That's what I'm up to. That's what Team Superdad is about. It's about making a difference, in the lives of men who are fed up, who want more, who are having a great success, but want more time and love with their family. The interview with George, if you haven't listened to it, well, because the live stream is up, right? So you can see the live stream, the video of it that's up on the, wherever you're watching this, really, the interview with George and the interview with Andy Lapata is both up. But on your podcast, you'll get that tomorrow morning. And it was a great chat with Andy, and he's just up to stuff. He works about 13 hours a week. He lives the Tim Ferriss book, but he's got an 8-figure and a 7-figure business. He's got a team of people. He's got about only two people reporting to him. One he specifically mentioned. And basically he comes to him, gives him an update on what's happened during the week. And then And then obviously then George is able to make decisions and pass information back, make decisions, take stuff away. But then the guy that reports into George manages his downline in the same way. So he's got something like 7 people reporting into him, but they all report into him in the same way that he reports into George. So it's just stuff like that. Not to mention that George used to be 130 kilos, 23 stone, and now he's an ultra marathon runner. So we had a great time, absolutely great time chatting about that. So that's been my week. The F5 Team Superdad Mastermind Booster. I'm still working on that bit, but it's called the F5. You can join them. You can be a member of the F5 crew. That is coming along at the beginning of July. You can start to pre-register for that. But most pressing is the One Goal Challenge, which is launching on the 14th of June. So a load of posts are going to go up about that at the weekend. If I hadn't have bricked my website at the last night, then you could pre-register for that as well. So in the meantime, leave a comment on here. Just say One Goal or F5, and I'll make sure that you're included in all that stuff that's going on there. My kids have cooked. Well, I set them up downstairs. I set the soup up. I set the bagel up. I set the spaghetti hoops up, and I put a buzzer on the cooker so that they've remembered to take that off the heat and to turn the water off on the sink. So with any luck, it won't be burning downstairs or flooded. What are you up to the weekend? For me, it's working on Sunday because it'll be the day I haven't got the kids. And tomorrow we are teaching our neighbour's son to ride his bike, Farouk. We're teaching Farouk to ride his bike, which is going to be brilliant. He's a big kid, right? He's about 11. So I'm pretty certain he's going to get the hang of it quite quick, or at least I have great faith in my bike teaching skills, having taught many kids how to ride a bike. Not all my own, which there's an episode of The Middle, which we saw the other day. And he said there was some family feud going on because one of the parents, one of the uncles or something, had taught his brother's kid how to ride a bike. So they was like, you taught him how to ride a bike? So I needed to make sure when a Dookie asked me if I could teach him to ride a bike, I said, his dad does know. His dad does know. So it's all clear. Apparently his dad does know. So I hope you have a great weekend wherever you are, whatever you're up to. Team Superdad is growing. The group is up now to, we're about to hit, I think it's 115 members in the group, nearly 250 on the Facebook page. Come over and like us. Mums, dads, everybody come and like the page. Dads, come and get involved in the group. Uncles, granddads, you're all welcome. And to be fair, if you're not a dad and you want in, you are absolutely welcome. This is about men having it all. And that includes having awesome women in their life. So wherever you are, whatever you're up to, I wish you an awesome weekend. The Monday night hangout, 8 p.m. Don't miss it. It's going to be epic. It's going to be an eye-opener. I really I don't want to say, oh, tell us what it's like, because that's not about it. But I want it to be an eye-opener. Like, these two guys represent a community, not just themselves and their own families, but they represent a community. And I want to hear what that's like. I want to talk about it as a white person. And imagine if every single podcast over the next few weeks, every single live stream talked about this subject. Like, that's the kind of breakthrough I think we're talking about, when millions of people are in their headphones listening to what's it like to be a person of color, or to be Palestinian or Iranian, or wherever race is an issue. What's it like to be that group of people? What's it like to walk in their shoes? We can't if we're not them, but the more we can hear and listen and understand, and the more chance we've got of making it okay for everybody. So if you do have a podcast, if you do live streams, whatever your platform is, make sure that you do something to take this on and spread the word. Metaphorically, we can all take a knee, whatever way that looks like. And the more we stand up for each other, the more there's a chance that future generations aren't going to have to go through this stuff. Team Superdad loves you. We're here for you. Have an awesome weekend. I'll see you next time. Team Superdad out. Bye.